What's going on, y'all? Hope all is well. Another episode of Combos with the CFP Mario Payne in beautiful but cold Jacksonville, Florida. Just got back, man. My throat's killing me. Talking, man. I had a great combo over the weekend with Mr. Don Lemon himself. So we'll talk about that another episode. Had about a 10-minute conversation with him about success, CNN, what's next for him, his book. So it's pretty cool, man. Support your universities, just like Tennessee State University had a great graduation. As you know, I'm on the foundation board. I help. But talking about foundations and helping the market, woo-hoo-hoo-hoo, cracking right now. We're going to talk about Ed Yardeni and what he thinks in 2024 and 25 and why some people call him the Oracle of Oracles when it comes to the bull market. Before we get started, though, like, subscribe, share our channel. We'll continue to grow. Thank y'all. Almost at 11,000 on the gram at painfulprofits.com. So we appreciate you guys' support. But let's see what Ed says about this bull market and how we're going to run it up next year.
Ed Yardeni of Yardeni Research, welcome back. I mean, it's one thing to be bullish, but that's like off the charts bullish. Why so?
Well, I don't know that it's really off the charts. It's actually consistent with the underlying trend of earnings and the stock market for years. Every now and then we do get these recessions and corrections. We certainly had a bear market last year. It was a fairly...
Very true, right? Every 5 years, the market, historically, every 5 years, the market goes down. Every 7 to 8 years, we have a bear trend. But when that happens, my friends, my profiteers, it goes up. Happening this year, next year, oh boy.
The conventional one with a 25% drop. Then we made a low in October of last year, and we're up substantially since then. We had a conventional correction during the summer. And now, since October 27th, we're back in what I think has been a bull market since the year before that. And I think the economy's proven to be resilient.
Very resilient. I mean, unemployment being under 4% in this quote-unquote recession or soft landing, whatever y'all want to call it nowadays. But to his point, man, the market has been resilient. They're fedding around doing what they're going to do. But market's very resilient right now.
By the idea that it's going to fall into recession. It's been more of a rolling recession. But earnings are about to hit an all-time record high, and I think next year's economy is going to get a big boost from productivity. Everybody talks about AI and all the other technologies. They're all out there to increase productivity, and I think that's what's going to happen.
AI is big. So you think about production, right? If AI can turn a person who's working an 8-hour job now to have another 3 or 4 hours of production, with ChatGPT, instead of you thinking about something for half the day, you think about something for 15 minutes and it spits it out. So much more can be done. More is done. More profits made. When more profits made, companies make more money. 24 might be a good year, y'all. $5,400 on the S&P 500. Oh, my profiteers.
2025 year end, it seems hard to look out that far, but nonetheless, 6,000 on the
20% for 2024, 20% for 2025. Oh my goodness. Man, that means my clients go double their money because we usually do double in the market, but
S&P. I mean, so the implication here is that this isn't just a bull market. This is a new, very powerful bull market that we've started.
Yeah. Well, I've been discussing the alternative scenarios for the decade since the beginning of the decade. In 2020, I see.
Look at that, profiteers. Look at that to the right. 4,600 by the end of 2023. He's close to that. 5,400. 5,400 in 2024. And the S&P 500 being at 6,000 by the end of 2025. If he is correct, my profiteers, it's going to be a lot of rich individuals getting rich at least, but want to be careful because all predictions aren't correct. If that does happen though, at the end of 2025, y'all better be selling because it's probably going to go down and correct itself.
I said, look, it's either going to be a repeat of the great inflation of the 1970s, or it could very well be something more like the 1920s, the roaring 2020s. And I'm increasingly convinced that it's going to be the roaring 2020s with technological innovations solving the major economic problem we have right now is labor shortages, skilled labor shortages. Productivity, I think, is going to be growing 3.5% to 4.5% within the next couple of years, within this decade. And
the roaring 2020s. So, profiteers, Mr. Yardeni is correct? Well, if so, we're going to look at some things tied to indexes that might give you a little bit of juice on the upside. So, profiteers, let's look at the charts. And what do the charts say? Oh, man. So, he's saying right now we're over 4,600. So, he is correct for the year. But in 2024, if the S&P 500 gets to 5,400, man, 16%, bring it down, son. 15%. 15%, pretty good. Now, if he's also correct, and we look at 6,000 by 2025, that's basically, my friends, 30%. So he's looking at a 30% gain. Now, 30% seems good in the S&P 500. But what if we're able to get into the S&P 500 and take advantage on the upside even more? Well, let's look at this, profiteers. UPRO. Now, from a risk standpoint, my profiteers, from a risk standpoint, UPRO is risky, right? If the market goes up by 1%, you make 3. But if the market goes down by 1%, you lose 3. So if it goes down by 10%, you lose 30%. So it's risky, but if you think long-term over 3 years or 2 years that the market's going to go up another basically 30%, here, my profiteers, you'll make 90%. So the same thought process from a calculation standpoint. We look here, today is at $51 a share. Oh, man, I got to scroll down more. It's going up so much. Oh, so that means basically this is going to go from $51 a share to $98 a share, 90% in 2 years, almost doubling your money. Is it going to happen? We don't know. You want to be diversified. We don't want to put all our eggs in one basket when it comes to stocks. You want to be diversified between sectors, emerging markets, even bonds like my TMF that's booming right now. But if he's correct, and we have a 30% jump over the next 2 years, next year alone 15%, my profiteers making 90% on UPRO. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So there you have it, profiteers. If Yardeni is right, a lot of money to be made. And if so, you might want to look at UPRO, some things that give us some juice up, but be diversified though, because if it goes down, you're going to lose more. Anyways, comment below. You guys in the market? You think it's really going to hit over 6,000 in 2 years? Let's make some paper profits together, y'all. Peace.
And you just wanna get paid, tired of making the money mistakes. Make a payment on your bills and you still late, yeah. Pay for profits to help you seek change, and you just wanna get paid, yeah. Tired of making no money mistakes. Make a payment on your bills and you still late, pay for profits to help you seek change, yeah. Cut the show and just listen. You wanna feel empowered by making money decisions. Residual by the hours can get you a better living. Then check the check, you know, and it could be different, you know.